Hello, hello, hello. All right, guys. Today I am. Put to that one. I need it. Today I am talking about decluttering and organizing your house. I have been over at my friend's house. She is a widow, a recent widow. Her husband died last year on the last day of school. It really hit everybody. And she and her teenage son are ready to get it together, people.
All right.
I don't even think they've heard me say get it together, people, so they wouldn't even know what I'm talking about, probably. And so I'm going to talk about the steps of decluttering your house when you just don't know where to start, okay? So this video is brought to you by our Dining on a Dime cookbooks, guys. They are 50% off for the ebook versions of everything, including how to get organized ebook set. But all of our print books are 35% off right now. All
and planners
right.
are 20% off.
Oh, yes. And our undated planners are 20% off right there. Okay.
Yep.
So you don't lose any dates. All right, let's get to the video here. So I'm going to show you what her house looked like. This is the before of her living room. Okay. So we're walking through the living room now. Couldn't find the couch. Barely a place to walk through. I mean, there was barely a place to walk through. And there was a lot of empty boxes, a lot of just trash. We opened up all of the windows. That is one of the first tips, is get all the lights on. If at all possible, get as high of wattage light bulb as you can in there. You can go get LEDs so it doesn't cost so much.
You're speaking my language. I'm the high wattage light bulb guy.
Oh, he drives me nuts. Okay, so
we need sunglasses at our house.
You do. But get the highest wattage light bulbs you can in there. Open the windows. And if you need to, clean the windows so you can get the sunlight in so you can see what you're doing. Okay. So that's my first tip. Even open the front door. So like when we did her living room this first day, I made sure it was a nice day. So I made sure the front door was open. Also, first of all, letting all of the dust kind of blow out a little bit as we were going through this. And, bringing in some fresh air and light for all of that also, okay? So here's what it looked like before. You can't see the kitchen table, can't find the bookshelves, can't find the buffet, can't find the couch. Here's the couch. And this is where we had actually gotten started. Now, you can see here we got all the windows open and we got started on the center section right there so we could have a place to walk. So we brought in the big trash can, which we found out the trash cans did not fit the trash bags did not fit the trash cans. So make sure you have trash bags. That's the next one. Make sure you have enough trash bags in the great big ones and the white regular trash can ones. Okay. This is a friend of mine's house. No, it's okay. All right. So then, well, yeah, sure. Go ahead. All right. So then look here. You can see she had a lot of mail. And there's mail in the front here. There's mail up to the left. There's mail in the middle at the back. There's mail on the back on the right. There's mail under that Amazon box. There was mail everywhere, all over the floor there, mail. So one of the first things I did was tax season is coming up, and she had to start finding her tax documents. Her husband had died, so it's going to be probably a more complicated tax season than normal. Probably have to deduct some medical bills, those kinds of things. And so she needed to find all of her tax stuff. So the first thing I started while she was getting some other stuff done was I started going through all of her mail and just getting rid of just the ads and leaving all the paperwork. So all of the ads went in a trash can. and all the junk mail. Anything that I knew for sure was junk mail or ads, I just flipped through, pulled it out, and put it in there. Now, she had another friend come over a little bit later, and she ended up spending 4 hours. Thank you, Wendy. She ended up spending 4 hours just working on her mail. 4 hours just sorting the mail. So what we did was we had her set up, and as we would find mail, we would just add it to the pile. And she would just keep sorting and sorting. And then at the end of the day, she had 2 boxes of bills. And then her friend was going to go and sort through the bills that were really old and the bills that were new so she could get her finances also situated. Now, you may say, well, Tara, that's real nice if you have all this help and everything, but I don't have help. Listen, you can do this by yourself. If you don't have any friends or family that can help you, you still do not have to live with a house this cluttered. You can do it yourself. It took 4 hours for the one lady to sort through all the mail and get it just sorted ads from that. Well, think about that. You can sit down and watch a Hallmark movie for 2 hours, and while you're doing that, get half of that done. The next day, watch another Hallmark movie. You can get that done. You can bring a box over as you're watching a movie, set it on the coffee table, put the trash can next to it, go through and get out all of the trash and dump it and put it in there, and you can get it sorted watching a movie. All right. So the next thing is, you can see my friend is sitting over here on the floor on the lower left. And what we did was we were trying to clear a hole in the middle of the floor, just a path to walk through. And so what we did was we had several boxes there. She needed school stuff. She needed Boy Scout stuff. She needed office stuff. We just had several. We had probably 5 or 6 boxes. She would sit in the corner. I would hold open the trash bag, and she would put in the right box, and then I just had the trash right there. But then she also had me telling her, nope, just dump it. Nope, dump it. Now, I will say she is motivated to get this clean.
And actually, that's pretty cool because a lot of people don't want it there, but they also don't want to let go of it. She's ready to let go of it. So that was helpful.
And so she was ready to go. She was not hanging on to things. I have worked, my family, as I've said before, I come from a hoarding family. And quite frankly, it's a nightmare working with them. It really is. It's a nightmare working with them. The city will be called. Their house is going to be condemned. And yet they're sitting there picking through screws that have been laying on the garage floor for 20 years. It's ridiculous. And so my friend was really good about, nope, dump, keep, dump, keep. And she was going through it. It was still a lot of stuff. Okay. All right. So here's her couch. And one other thing I will say, she said that what happened and how it got in this bad of condition is her husband wasn't willing to help her clean. She got frustrated and she's like, forget this. If you're not going to help me do anything, then I'm just going to give up too. And I totally understand that attitude. I have to say, there are times where I'm very thankful that Mike has not had that attitude. And
not helping attitude?
Yeah. I mean, you've always, yes, so stop it. You always have. He's always been excellent with helping all the time. Even when he was working and I was a stay-at-home mom, he would get up with the kids at night. And so I can't say that I've lived that personally, because even with my dad's hoarding, my mom still was good about fighting it. But I can understand when you get to that point. It totally It's totally understandable. And so she was really ready to ready to get this done and taken care of. Okay, so there's the couch. Can't even see the couch. It's been like that, she said, for months. And let me tell you, that couch, something interesting about the couch, that couch took 15 minutes to clear off. And it's been like that for months.
Wow.
So that's another tip, is to get in perspective how much time this is actually going to take for you to do. Now, her whole entire house is this way. So it is packed full of stuff. So it's going to take us several weeks to get through this. But don't look at it as doing all of it at once. Her goal that day was just to get to the couch in her chair and have a path to walk through. And that's what we did. Okay, you can see here we got our path to walk through there and started getting a clear spot for the path. There's the trash can next to the friend, dumping all the papers. We dumped, I think it was 3 trash loads of just mail from the living room. Just mail from the living room. Okay, so I'm curious, guys, are you in this situation, or do you think you have it under control? Type 1 if you are in this situation, and type 2 if you have it under control. I'm really curious to see what the results are. Okay, well, those results are coming in. So you can see we got a path cleared, got the coffee table cleared. That took about 5-10 minutes, didn't take very long at all. Ooh, let's see what everybody's saying here. A lot of them have it together. A lot of them have it together. But several of them, okay, guys, for those of you who are ones and don't have it together, these are the tips for you today. All right, Jen is 1.5. That's funny. Okay, now the next thing we did was she had several things that she wanted to sell. And one of them was this freezer. So her son got out there and some deer, the freezer had got unplugged and some deer was in there. So it was really gross and bloody and smelly. So her son went in and pulled that out of the garage and pulled it out to the driveway and started cleaning everything out. And we sprayed it down with bleach, got it on Facebook Marketplace, and it was sold in less than an hour.
Whoa. Really? Was it gone before you left?
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
Got that baby sold.
That's brilliant.
So we got that out. And so I went ahead and posted several things on Facebook Marketplace for her also, just so she wouldn't have to worry about the headache of that. Now, the people came to her house. I just told them the address and everything. And so she's able to make already a couple $100 for her new floor fence. So that was great. So we got the freezer gone. You can see he got it all nice and cleaned out there. He did a really good job. Okay, so here's where we got the living room. You could see the floor. All right. There's the living room floor, looking good, looking good. And so then we ended up right there, that box on the bottom. That was a internet piece that needed to go to FedEx. So we found that piece, got it in the box, put it in her car. So the next time she drove by FedEx, she could take it. And guess what? The FedEx man came to the neighbor's house. So we were able to give that to him and get that gone. So the next tip is anytime you find an opportunity to get something gone like that, just get it going. Just keep it moving out. Okay. So we got that out of there. And then over here, I started wiping off and dusting all of the TV stand and got all of that on top. Now I'll tell you, right here behind this TV stand, and I did not get a picture of it because by this time of the day, it was getting kind of tiring. We were getting kind of worn out. But right here behind the TV stand, I should have gotten a picture, but I pulled this TV stand back just a little bit to pull a Gatorade thing out that I saw. And when I did, there was an entire trash bag full of trash stuffed back there. I was like, whoa, did not expect to find that. So it's like, okay, that's fine. But here's another tip. When you find something like that, use your dustpan and broom to bring it all out. Don't just get on your hands and knees and start pulling it out. Get it out in a way so you're not fighting the entertainment center. And so what I did was my friend was back on the floor again sorting. So she just scooted over and I said, okay, go through all this. I'll pick out the obvious trash. You pick out the stuff you want to keep. And we got it all pulled out. I got stuffed in a trash can. Well, we went behind the couch when we finally found the couch, and we had 2 trash bags behind the couch. So make sure you get behind those entertainment centers, underneath the trash cans, and it was all trash. This is my biggest tip to start with, is just get the trash gone. Just get the trash gone. I am not exaggerating. Probably 75% of what was in there was just trash.
That's pretty common, though, for any kind of like really messy thing that gets out of control. Is a lot of it is trash and laundry at most people's houses when they get really overrun with stuff. And if you could get those things out of the way, the rest of this clutter is a lot less.
And the same, Jack, we went back today and Jack was helping her son in his room. And I was asking when he got home, he said, well, actually he did pretty good. He said, although most of it was just trash. Now, the next tip is once you get your trash under control like that, get a trash can in every single room. And if you need 2 or 3 trash cans in a room, put them in there. I'm not exaggerating. When we come to the next room we're talking about, she's going to make it into her office / son's craft room type thing. I'm going to have her put a trash can by her desk and a trash can by her son's craft area. 2 trash cans in one, reasonable bedroom. It's not a huge bedroom. It's a typical 1940s bedroom size. And so we went in and got all of the trash taken out, and we were starting to run out of trash bags. So here's another tip. Can you see the dog food bag back here? If you start running out of trash bags, use things like dog food bags, use things like boxes that are breaking down that you can't use for storing things, but you're going to throw in the trash. Fill those up. Anything that you can start clearing out, that will help. Okay, before we get to the next one, guys, this video is brought to you by our Dining on a Dime cookbooks. Right here is volume 1. This is where to start. And volume 2, they are on sale for our Spring into Savings sale right now. We also have our gluten-free, dairy-free edition. And our undated planner is 20% off. Our print books are 35% off, and our planner is 20% off. 400 pages, 366 days. Help you get organized.
Yes.
Now, you got to find a place to put your planner first. But once you find that place, it will really help you keep on top, because we have a whole entire section just on decluttering right here. Weekly cleaning list, just to keep your house decluttered and clean. And when you keep on top of it, then it doesn't get to be this bad. Okay?
Yeah, and if you get these cookbooks, then you can get rid of all the other cookbooks, and that'll help you declutter.
Woohoo! Because you won't need any more once you get our Dining on a Dime cookbooks.
Actually, it's funny I say that, but we have had some people say they got rid of everything else because they had all they need. So there you go.
Okay, so here's how it looks after we found the floor in the living room. And you can see we're getting there. Now, here's the before of the living room. Okay, this is where we started. And here is the after. What do you guys think? Give me a 1 if you're thinking we're getting somewhere.
Ooh.
Now, I will tell you, we filled up just from this one room. And her son was working in the garage a little bit too. We filled up the back of our pickup and an entire trailer load of trash to go to the dump. That's how much stuff was in there. I would have never guessed we would have had that much stuff. Never guessed we would have had that much stuff. And so she had a friend that had a trailer, and thankfully our dump here gives you 6 free dumps. That sounds weird. You'll get 6 free dumps a year. But when you're decluttering, our city gives us 6 trips to the dump a year.
So if we have multiple friends over there, each one can take a load forward.
Exactly. That's exactly what we're going to be doing. Plus, next month is free dump day.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. Take as much as you want.
We'll definitely fill up that day probably and get all of that dumped. Oh, good. Everybody thinks we're doing a good job here. Okay, so then this is how it looked after when I left on Saturday. Here's the next day. This is the room that she was going to put her crafts and her son's computer and his music stuff and all of that, craft supplies. So here's the problem that we had. Normally I would say go to the kitchen table and your kitchen in that area. But we were finding stuff all over that needed to go into that room. So instead of moving stuff twice, I said, let's do this room next so that we can just move it one time and just put it where it belongs. And so that seems counterintuitive, like her room is pretty bad and you can't find her kitchen table. And so it's like, well, shouldn't you do that? Well, yes. But first of all, it's only the 2 of them, so they can eat on the kitchen. They can eat on the living room couch for a little while longer. That's not going to hurt anything. And that way we're not moving stuff 2 and 3 times. So today we hit this room, and literally you could open the door and the entire room was filled. So you could open the door, but you could not walk in there. And this is all the stuff that was in there today. And so what we did was we started just pulling out the front buckets there. And I started with the front buckets because if we could get some of those unloaded, we could put stuff in there. You could barely see around there. Now, if you guys need ideas on how to get organized, we have our How to Get Organized ebook set on sale right now for 50% off. So you guys can go grab that, and all these tips are in there. All right, so this is totally overwhelming. I get it, but just start with one box or bucket or whatever. Now, the next tip is, you can see my friend sitting over here on the right. Don't bend over and do more movement than you have to. This is a lot of work. I came home at 3 o'clock. So I came home an hour and a half ago and got straight into the tub, took my ibuprofen, got straight into the really hot tub.
She loves you guys. She came home, got in the tub, got out, threw some things together real quick and jumped on the show.
Yeah.
I was impressed.
But the tip here is, this is her coffee table that this box is sitting over. She's not bending over, going up and down, bending over, putting stuff in there. You can't see it, but the trash can is on her other side, and she is just picking it up, putting it in the trash can, or putting it in the box that it goes to. And so if you can, try to keep so that you're on a flat level. So your chair's here, your coffee table's here, you're just picking up, deciding, putting it where it belongs. Okay? So that's the next tip. Don't bend over more than necessary. Don't make more movement than necessary, because this is a huge amount of work and you're going to be sore as it is if you do this in big chunks. So don't make more work for yourself. The next one is we got piles sorted again. So this is stuff coming out of that. Our clean living room is now getting cluttered again, but we had to because we had nowhere to put it. So we're going through getting the bins cleaned out, and you can see our first goal was to get this first corner. Can you take off the lower third?
Yes.
This little corner right here, that was our first goal. And we wanted to get that corner started and then worked our way back into the room. So we found a path to start walking in, got rid of 3 or 4 boxes. And then you can see there was just stuff piled in there. Now, back to my don't make work for yourself. You can see this stuff under the table here. What I did was I literally took the broom and just swept it all into the living room, and she just sat on the floor and picked through, and then I took the dustpan and dumped the rest of it in the trash. So that way we weren't just bending and sorting each individual thing. We could get through it and get just plowing through the whole room. All right. Okay. Next is, you can see here, we finally found the corner, got the windows open, cleaned the windows so the light was coming in. And you can see here, we got this whole section cleared out. Really good. And then some of her son's friends and Jack were over there. Well, Jack's his friend too, but I mean, but they took and they had removed the carpet earlier, but the carpet tacks were still there. So I had the kids pulling the carpet tacks out. One of the kids, her dad is in construction. And so she said, oh, my dad makes me do this all the time.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh, that's funny.
Yeah, she's not afraid to work either.
No. And so then you can see we made the whole section. All right, so we had lunch, and while the kids were running to get lunch, we started working on the bookcase in the back there and making room. And you can see we finally, our goal was to get that safe out of the way, or the filing cabinets out of the way. Found the floor on the other side, got the other window open so we could see even better. And now we're picking up these piles, and it looks worse than it actually is. But I was setting from the corners, like I would set it on these cabinets, and she would go through real quick and put it where they belong or trash it. And that way she wasn't having to bend over a lot going up and down either, because she has a lot of health problems also, and she's a teacher and she's very tired. So, this is very overwhelming. So at the least amount of steps that you can do, you're still going to be sore. I'm not going to tell you you're not going to be sore. I took 800 milligrams of ibuprofen and 2 aspirin before I left today, along with my 2 allergy medicines, just so I could make it through. People are like, well, how do you make it through? Well, no, it's very tiring. And I'm not going to tell you I'm not tired. I am. But I also know that for her, she needs the help to get through this. And she's a social person. She's an extrovert, not an introvert. And so it helps her to have someone there get motivated and keep moving.
Good thing I wasn't there. There'd be too much talking.
Yes, make sure you have the right kind of help.
Not 2 extroverts in the same room.
Yeah. Linda says, question about trash from her friend's home. Before discarding her trash, did you do anything to erase or shred her name and address to protect her identity? Or did you feel this was identity a concern? Yes, we did. And we kept a big pile of sensitive stuff that her shredder, we tried to shred it and her shredder broke, that she has a burn barrel for fire pits. It's not like a burn barrel like out in the country. It's like this little tiny thing. But she's just going to throw that all in there and burn it. So, yeah, so you can shred it, burn it, whatever you want to do.
A lot of it, though, it's funny because when we first got a shredder, I was shredding everything, and I realized if it doesn't have sensitive numbers on it, you don't need to shred it.
Well, and honestly,
if it has just your name and address, then I wouldn't shred. I just put those in. I put them in the recycle without even opening them.
Yeah, and I didn't look at any sensitive information going through her stuff. People are like, oh, I don't want people, but I didn't really look at anything. I just saw that it was from the hospital, put it in the to keep pile. Saw that it was from Anderson Windows, knew she wasn't getting new windows, threw it away. So, I didn't really look through her mail or anything like that. So, okay. So here's what it looks like. Now, this might be pretty discouraging, actually, because this is what it looked like when I left today. Because we had taken everything out of that room and we had to put it in the living room while we were sorting it. And so this is everything from that room. This is also thrift store stuff, but you can see we made a big dent in this room. Now I got the pictures organized or out of sync, but you can see that it made a big dent. Now, both of us were tired anyway, so we probably would have quit, but I'm going to go back on Wednesday morning. And then on Wednesday, tomorrow, she's going to finish clearing out the last little bit that we didn't get cleared out. And then on Wednesday, we're going to go back and start organizing, bringing in the desks, setting up setting up the craft area for her son, setting up her desk. And here's the big thing. Her son gets the mail every day. Her son has backpacks and instruments and stuff and shoes every day. So the first thing I did on the first day was go in, and right by the door, we found a little shelf thing that he had made for something. And I said, can we use this to put your backpack on and put your shoes underneath? He's like, oh, that's a great idea. So right by the front door, he has his backpack and his shoes. And we're going to try and find some hooks to hang up there for his coat. And if that's how they want to do it.
You stole that idea from my wife. She's got ours organized that way.
And by the way, guys, everybody keeps asking about my laundry room. I'm going to be doing that video in a Tightwad Tuesday coming up. So
if you're new here, she is my wife.
But I have to get all the laundry detergent, all the 40 things of laundry detergent out of my laundry room now. But
she's not keeping clutter. It's for a video.
Yeah, I got all my video stuff in there right now. But when you're starting to declutter and get going, even before you get anything done in the house, find a place to put your coat, your backpacks, your shoes, and your purse, and the mail, so that those two things, bringing your stuff in the house and the mail, have their place from now on, or at least for the moment, so that you aren't always searching for all of those things. And so we got all of his stuff. And for the last week, he was so excited. He said, well, I had an extra pair of shoes, so I hope it's okay. I said over here. I said, yeah, that's fine. You've got space here. Go ahead and put it here. And now this is your spot to put your stuff. It's working perfectly. We found a spot to put the mail. And so what we're going to do is, as he comes in from the mail, he's going to be responsible for pulling through and just dumping all of the ads first. And then we're going to have a little bin for him to put the rest of the mail for mom to go through. Okay. So just start setting up systems right away. All right, guys, this video is brought to you by our Dining on a Dime cookbooks. 35% off right now for our Spring into Savings sale. This is volume 1 and volume 2. Easy recipes, get you in and out of the kitchen quick. This is my gluten-free, dairy-free edition right here. I'm gluten-free, dairy-free, and that's what I use. And our undated planners are 20% off. 400 pages, 366 days, undated, so that you don't lose any days and you can start right now getting yourself organized. All right. We're going to get to comments and questions.
And this isn't about what they're doing today, but what I've been doing with our mail is I don't even bring it in the house. I'll come, I come in the back door by the trash cans and I look through it all. And usually there's maybe 6 pieces of mail and 1 piece is something we need. And the rest are ads and promotions and stuff. And I just toss them all before I even walk in the door. And and a lot of times if it's like if the one that we're keeping, I'll take it out of the envelope and just take out the stuff we actually have to have.
Yep.
Because that way there's not a whole lot of clutter to have in the house.
Yep. Amy says she loves our cookbooks and the planner. Thank you so much, Amy. And so does Patricia. She has them also. Thank you, guys. Okay. 2 questions. Terry, be prepared for multiple sorts. Yes. Now, all of these boxes and bins, she's going to have to go through again. But we're getting them contained like items together, all of Dad's hunting stuff together, all of Dad's leather work together, all of school stuff together, all the Boy Scout stuff together. We're getting all the memories together. And she's going to go back through and decide, okay, do I really want to keep all these or not? And so she's going to go through every day and do 1 bin or 1 box after we get done with this and keep going through. Jonathan, hello.
Oh, I didn't see Jonathan.
And Annie just started decluttering yesterday. Good job. If my new rule is something comes in, something has to go out. Very good. Yep. Julie, motivation is what I need. Listen, the motivation you need is just to get your butt up and do something. Seriously, pick one thing. Clear off the top coffee table. Clear off the couch. Clear off 1 quarter of the kitchen table. Clear off 1 shelf, 1 cabinet, something. That is what you need to do, is to get started and just start doing 1 thing at a time. Edifying says the first thing I do is with my clients is to fill up a trash bag. Then they know the trash stuff requires no real thought. It releases dopamine. Yes. And I will tell you, I have noticed in these situations, 50 to 75% of the stuff that's in there is just trash and empty boxes. And if you just get that gone, you would really make a huge dent just getting started. All right. Leslie, I need this for a cross-country move. Leslie, start now. I don't know when you're moving. I don't care if it's now or next year. Get started now.
I started packing.
5 years I started packing before.
As soon as she thought we're definitely moving, she just started putting things away.
Yep.
Even though we didn't know when.
I didn't even announce to Mike that we were moving, and I started packing.
Whoa, you didn't announce to Mike that we were moving. Who decided?
I was like, I'm done. Well, because I knew already that you'd had it with the neighbors too. So
yeah,
I knew you wouldn't disagree with me on that one. The Victorian Edge, I need help. If you could only see my little house in the clutter. Just get started. 1 box, 1 cabinet, 1 shelf and a cabinet. Just do something. Vicky. Oh, she's right in the middle of the dead center of the eclipse. Wow. We thought we might be going through there, but it doesn't look like it now, but that would have been kind of cool to see. Jacob, actually we have some friends who are right in the center of it too. Jacob, thank you for doing these videos on decluttering and organizing. I have been going through old family photos, trying to organize them. Good job. Good job. Yes, it is a huge task. I totally get it. Brenda here says, I'm sitting in a mess right now, trying to declutter and decide what's going and staying. It's a case of closing my daycare and empty nesting. You go, girl. Get it going. And here's the thing, guys. Okay, let's say your trash gets filled up and you have to wait for trash day to come if you can't take it to the dump. Just set it in your garage, seal it up, set it in your garage or whatever. Do you have friends? Do you have family member that you could add some to their trash for a few weeks to get it gone? But if you have to just set it in your garage in the trash bags until trash day, will your trash guy take the extra bags? Some trash companies will let you give extra trash. And if you're charged for extra trash, might be worth it if you have the money, it's probably worth it just to get it gone and off of your mind.
Well, we had a trash place in Colorado. They were supposed to charge more if it was more than the can, but every now and then we would put some extra out there, and they didn't generally charge because it wasn't something we did all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gia says, I look at it and get overwhelmed. It's my whole house. Sometimes a small area just gets me so irritated. So after a while, I try to figure it out and declutter it. It makes me feel better. Yes. Just get the first area that's the most irritation to you. Like for my friend, she just wanted to sit on the couch and watch a movie with her son. So that's what we were focusing on.
So when you left, was the couch cleaned off?
It was, yes.
Yay.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it was. Nancy says, I've never had a messy house, but 44 years, it accumulates a lot. Yeah, and I've accumulated a lot here, and I'm sitting here looking on the other side of the studio thinking, okay, I got to get through my soap stuff and get stuff sold that I know I'm not going to use and get the rest of it organized and get it out. And like we set up over here, I've got a whole separate kitchen, and I'm like, well, okay, I'm doing all the cooking videos in the house, so all this stuff can go now. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of all of it. And there's no reason to keep it if we're not going to use it. So,
I'm just joking.
Yeah. Kathy, I wish you could help me. Okay, let's see. I need someone to work with me. I've tried alone. Listen, keep trying. Don't just give up because you're alone. It's okay, but ask friends or family member if they'll help you. Most friends or family member don't mind helping if you're willing to get in there and get rid of the stuff and not just hem and haw over each individual item. It's okay to sell a few things, but like there was an item today that she was wanting to sell that a feather bed had exploded all over it. And
sorry, I did the mental picture.
And so the boys were trying to get it off with the vacuum. It wasn't coming off. And I'm like, you know what? I know you could probably get $50 out of this, but it's going to cost you $50 worth of work to get this thing clean. Just make it go away. And she was like, okay. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, make it go away is a phrase that we liked to use when we were decluttering a lot.
Yep. Vicki, I'm going to start organizing my drawers. The rest of my house is good. Good. Start doing 1 drawer a day, 2 drawers a day. Just pick a number and just do it. Wendy says the truth, a commercial at a time. Yes, exactly. You would be shocked how much you could get done in a 2-hour movie with commercials. You would be shocked.
Well, and some things like organizing mail and paperwork and stuff, if you're not super intensely watching the movie, you can kind of just cut open envelopes and make sure it's not something important while you're sitting there. And that would just, those kinds of things help get rid of all.
Yeah, and if you have a thrift store box that you're sending to the thrift store, like my friend had some thrift store box, I'm going to take to the thrift store for her. But we set it out on the porch as the box got full so that when I went to the car, I would just take it and put it in the truck as we were going. Ellen says, my shredder comes in tomorrow. Can't wait. And Lori has a shredder by the door for her mail. Exactly. Very good. Angie, my parents are hoarders, but my mom gets very angry when I mention hoarding. She refuses to let me help. The person who is, so like my friend isn't the hoarder. It was her husband. But if someone is a hoarder, they have to be willing to change. And if they're not willing to change, then they need counseling, they need medication, they need something, but they have to be willing to do it. And if they're not willing to do it, there's really nothing you can do. It's not going to do you any good to go in and help them. If it's an elderly person and it's a very detrimental to their health, you may have to call in, protective services and have somebody else come in, if it's a threat to their life. And so, yeah. Kenneth says, did you know your recipes do not cause clutter? Around here, they disappear as soon as they're prepared.
That's great.
I took coffee cake. I took the coffee cake from our Dining on a Dime. I made it before I left this morning and took that over for all the kids to eat when they got hungry. And everybody was like, oh, that's so good. That's so good. Okay. MLE, my stuff is organized and out of sight, but I have way too much stuff. Too much of it. Yep. Totally get it. Wanda, hi. I'm watching while I'm waiting in the airport. I'll watch the whole thing again when I get back. Yay. You have fun in Hawaii. Wow, you go. Mike's a great. Oh, I see you put this comment in there. Mike's a great guy. Yes, you are.
I just wanted to make sure you knew.
I do. Wendy, does my attic count? Yes. Get your attic cleared out too, which we discovered. If I would have known, we discovered her attic is filled to the top also. And if we would have known, I would have cleared the attic first, because now we're kind of clogged because a lot of the stuff in that room needs to go in the attic to get it out of the way, but the attic's full. So her son's going to make the attic into a man cave. So that's motivation for him to get his stuff cleared out. So hopefully he can start getting that cleared out, and then we can start getting it up there. Yeah. So,
Kenneth, that's still making me laugh.
Linda, I'm happy that your friend is letting you help her. I'm proud of your friend for letting it go. Yeah, she is ready and she is doing a great job. She's not hesitating. I mean, she's hesitating on a couple of things, and that's fine. It's okay to think about some things that you're not sure about. And if you're just not sure, have a just not sure box. And then when you're all done, you can go back and decide later. But when you're doing this stuff, these decisions need to be bam, bam, gone, trash, keep trash, keep trash, keep trash. And I mean, it needs to be like that. And if you're ready to do this, you will be able to do that. If you're having to hem and haw over every little pencil, penny, whatever's in there, piece of tape, whatever, then you're not ready to do this. And as a friend or family member, I would not waste my time helping them if they're not ready. That's not okay for them to use you that way and take up your time and energy if they're not prepared to do this. Vicky, my house is very minimalistic, but every spring when I do my cleaning, I go through it and throw everything out I don't need. Yep. I am not a minimalist, but I am constantly going through my stuff and getting rid of it. Chrissy, do you want to come and do my house? The problem is I would love to come do some viewers' houses. The problem is, though, like my friend, if we did it every day for 6 to 7 hours a day, it would probably take us 3 to 4 weeks to get through it all. Probably. By the time you sort and everything, because you can't just go in and just swipe everything and dump it. Like if somebody's died, well, you can pretty much just go through and swipe and dump it then. And I will say she has found about $200 in gift cards and money so far, just in these 2 rooms.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's a bonus.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. So, okay. No, there's not a lot of cobwebs or anything in her house, and there was not a lot of mice droppings or anything, or bugs or anything like that. So that was really good, because it wasn't just, having to deal with that kind of stuff. Teresa, my hoarding is craft supplies. Oh, you did already. Sorry.
You said I don't have any ones.
I'm making boxes and selling boxes for a certain amount of money. It's a work in process. There you go. Darlene, if something doesn't give you joy, let it go. Yep. She will have a new lease on life. Yes, Vicky, she will. Oh, that's a good idea. Cleaning Fairy. She wears knee pads from soccer for when she cleans. That's a great idea. Yeah. Everybody's cleaning out. Yep. Spring cleaning. I totally get it. Think of the joy you will be giving someone at the thrift store when you see your stuff. Yes, but here's the thing, guys. If your stuff is dirty, don't give it to the thrift store. Just throw it away. It's not worth it. Denise, someone gave some catfish. It's already cleaned out, but I've never cooked catfish. I just would do a breading or cornmeal, like we do the fried vegetables in here, and that would be really good. Cecilia, your cookbook is amazing. Our family used your recipes and cut back on soda, paper towels, and eating out. The first month with just those things, we saved $386.
All right.
And she lost 9 pounds and never felt hungry. You
Wow.
go, girl. That's great.
That is awesome. Good job, Cecilia.
That is great. Bounty of the Badlands, rule number 1. Why, guys, I took a shower or a bath as soon as I got home, but I'm still having allergy issues, so sorry about that. Bounty of the Badlands rule here is we always eat dinner at the table. Yep, that's what we do too. We try to always keep the dinner table cleared off. Doesn't always work, but we try. Sometimes people just need help with getting because they're overwhelmed. Yep. I get tired easily. Sometimes I sit in a chair and pick up whatever I can reach. Yep. Very good. Organized keeps you from buying more things than once because you forget you had something. Definitely. By Lynn, nope. I've been organizing since I started watching your show and letting stuff go. Yep. Just seeing let it go as you're going. And Michelle got her food organized. Very good. Amy, if I had closets and cabinets, my place would be better. Okay. Well, what can you buy that's closed? What cabinets can you buy at the thrift store, garage sales that you could hide it behind there? Start looking for things that you could do that. She is not considering having a garage sale. She doesn't really have, most of the stuff is that we've been putting on Facebook Marketplace. And first of all, she doesn't have a place to store stuff to have a garage sale. She literally doesn't have any place to put it. So we're getting stuff on Marketplace as soon as it's getting sold. We have one little corner where Marketplace stuff is going, and it's going.
I think it's amazing that you put something on Marketplace and it left before you even left there today.
It was gone in an hour.
That's amazing.
I did price it on the slightly low side because the gasket was molded, but the people didn't care. So
gaskets are easy.
Yeah. CC's Garden, I shred compostable mill trash. Yep. You can compost all of that. Progress is anything, Kenneth says. Yes. Better is good. Yep, exactly. MS paper clutter is my biggest problem because I home through school 3 different grades and keep everything. For the younger grades, I'm finally getting better at storing the in-between grades. Good job. Peel off labels from prescription bottles. I don't know why you would do that. Why would you do that? I guess somebody, if you have a refill or somebody,
I think they're worried about
that, I guess.
I think they're worried about people. Well, I think they're just worried about people having their information. The thing is, as far as your name and address, it's really not worth shredding things to take your name and address off because your name and address is everywhere. People can find it. People can find anyone's name and address online. So I would only do it if it has an account number, social security number, something that you find personally embarrassing, something like that. But name and address, like if you just throw it in the trash, you'd probably be fine with just that. So
MS says, yes, systems. I have finally trained my kids to have designated backpacks for each activity they have, and everything they need for that is in there. I just had to get them in the habit of reminding them. Yeah, and the next step to that, though, is don't have too many activities. You shouldn't be doing more than one activity with your kids at a time. And that's when you start getting overwhelmed. When you're never home to take care of your house, how are you going to take care of your house if you're never home because you're running your kids all over the place? So that's another thing that people need to do. Yeah, guys, if you are liking this video, could you please give us a thumbs up? That helps YouTube know that you guys love us. Kenneth, did you know this is why God sent me to you years ago? You helped the entire world, and I just love your family all the time. Aw, thanks. Wow. Yeah, you've been with us for a while. Walking by faith, I finally made it to your live. Yay! She's been following us for the longest time. Oh, we are dear to her. Thank you.
Thanks.
Angie, I made cheesy broccoli instead of cauliflower for supper last night. That would be really good. As a matter of fact, I was thinking about making some of that. That's
we have
volume
tons
1.
of broccoli we need to use too.
Mm-hmm. I need to use up the rest of my garden produce, so I'm going to make a vegetable soup for the frozen garden produce. Angie, set a timer for 15 minutes and start doing decluttering. Yep. Life with Nicole. When my mom passed away, it was very hard to let it go. Memories are hard, but in the end, we have to let it go. Yep, it is.
And you can keep some things, but just so many things that people attach emotional significance to really aren't particularly significant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christine, hello, my fellow Wyomingite. My family always comes to me for all their cleaning and decluttering because I'm so good at, but I really am not. I just ask all the right questions to make them make the decision. Yeah, I know. It's like, and it helps when it's not your stuff because someone else has an outside objective. So like when I saw the thing that she wanted to sell that was covered with feathers, I was like, you know what? I know you could probably get $50, but you're going to spend an hour cleaning this. It's not worth it. And so, yeah. Okay, let's see. Next one. Wendy has our ebook collection. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you like it. Guys, 50% off all our ebooks right now, including our How to Get Organized ebook collection. Lori, even if you only put one thing away, you're getting something done. Yep, exactly. Patricia has all 3 of our cookbooks, volume 1, volume 2, and our gluten-free, dairy-free edition. Thank you so much, guys. It's awesome. Easy recipes to get you in and out of the kitchen quick with ingredients you already have on hand, and you're not running to the grocery store all the time.
Yeah, Tara made them for herself because she doesn't like to spend any more time in the kitchen than she needs to. And actually, it's funny because some of the recipes will say, in a mixing bowl, stir something up and then put it into a baking dish or something. And since then, she started just mixing it in the baking dish. So it's funny to see how she's even streamlining as she goes. That's great for the organizing show to mention that, isn't it?
Kimberly, our trash people do pick up on Wednesday and just have to set up an appointment, and they'll bring a separate truck to pick up any big items or extra trash. Wow, that's great. Donna, I have been decluttered slowly over the past years. We moved 9 years ago and got rid of a lot of stuff. I continue to reevaluate. Yep. Janet, I'm making your overnight oats recipe. Yay. Thank you. Love that recipe.
Yeah, that's a great recipe.
Patricia, set a timer to clean. Yes. Just do 15 minutes. Just do one trash bag. Just do one cabinet, one countertop, one shelf. But just do something. If you do something every single day, I don't know how many testimonies we've had from people. My house was a pit. Because you had me doing one every day, I got through in 6 months and it's all gone. And I am so happy. We get that email all the time. Badlands, daily and weekly cleaning routines help me keep on top of things. Yes, it does. Very good. And if you guys need daily and cleaning routines, right here, our undated planner, 366 days, helps you keep on top of those organizing routines. Robin, I need to trash my glasses. Where's a good place to get new glasses? So I used to recommend zennyoptical.com. I used them for like 15 years. The last 3 times I've ordered from them, though, we've had problems with our glasses. So I don't recommend them anymore. I thought about trying iBuyDirect, I think is what it's called. I have not tried them yet, but they have a 14-day try-on guarantee, and if you don't like them, you can return them. So,
there was something you just read that I was going to say something about. What was it? On the glasses. If you're getting rid of glasses, is it eye doctors that take them back and give them to?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I think most eye doctors, if I recall, if you give them to them, will donate them to a charity that helps people, like in third world countries where they don't have glasses. So
I don't know.
That's just a FYI. I mean, it wouldn't keep them forever just if it's cluttering your life up, but if
Lori,
you happen to have some.
Ads every 5 minutes. Is this a new YouTube thing? Yes, it is. I'm very sorry.
Wait, every how long?
5 minutes.
It's not every 5 minutes on ours. Ours is like every.
No, after the fact, but during the live show, that's what they're.
No, on the conservative, it's only like 20 or 30 minutes.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, they're saying they're seeing them every 5 minutes. So make sure it's actually 5 minutes. Maybe you're just enjoying the video so much you don't realize it's been longer.
I could check the setting, but we can't turn them off, but we can make it conservative, which is what I usually set it up for.
Jay, no more with the warm days, been decluttering, getting things done. 3 bags gone in a week and windows done. Harder when cold with fibromyalgia. Yep, exactly. Good job. Lori's, I'm thrilled to live by myself. I have no one telling me you have to keep that. Very good. Cincy, my shredder died. I now use black permanent marker, much cheaper than shredder. Yep, very good. Walking by faith, I started out with just one corner of a room. Now 5 months later, I decluttered my entire house. And she loves it. She's not going back. Very good. Once you get your house in order, it's really hard to go back. Yeah. Wendy, I've been working on my attic, have a small box to file. I've taken 1.5 years. I started Christmas because of your tips and encouragement. You go, Wendy, get that done. CC's Garden, finally found mail system that works for me. 1 slot to put the mail that comes in, 2 work mail a slot, trash, shred, respond. 3 respond, gets done in batches, others immediately. Very good. Yep. Sure. Hair tied. I made your oatmeal cookies and I added chocolate, peppermint chips, coconut, and raisins. Oh, yum. Very good. These oatmeal cookies are so good. That's the #1 cookie we always go to for my kids. Well, that and the no-bake fudge. Isabel, I'm struggling with this due to the recent loss of my parent. Listen, my mother. Listen, if someone has just died and you're dealing with their stuff, first of all, it's okay if you want to go ahead and go through with their stuff and just get rid of it and be done with it. It's okay with that. But it's also okay if you need to take some time to grieve and give yourself a few months to get through this. Like for my friend, it's been 9 months, 10 months since her husband died. So she's just now getting ready to do that. So it's okay either way. But the thing is, if it's been 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, then there's a problem. And that's where you need to get some counseling and be getting it worked on. Cecilia, verse I use when decluttering is from Matthew 6. Do not store up treasures on earth, but in heaven where moths don't destroy and thieves don't steal. Yep. Where your treasure is, your heart will be. Kenneth, baby steps are okay. Yes, they are. Banning in the Badland. I do a major declutter every spring and fall as I switch from summer to winter clothes. Yep. I need to go through my clothes. I had lost a bunch of weight. And so I bought new clothes that I put all the way back on again. The doctor had me on some medicine, so I lost some weight. So then I gained it all back again. And now I have both sides of the clothes. And I'm like, oh, but I think she might be putting me on some more new medicine that might cause me to lose weight. So I'm like, okay, do I get rid of the clothes or do I not? I don't know. I'm so frustrated with that. But yeah, I'm totally right there with you. Kenneth, how do I clean the bald spots on my head? The age spots on my bald head. You wear a hat.
Oh.
See? Tara's got
so you're not decluttering, you're just throwing it in the closet.
Yeah. Darling, my grandson is always looking to earn money. So the last few years we clean out my basement and donate more things to be used at the bid store. I do not buy more. So my stuff I rarely use is dwindling. My grandson earns dollars. I also have changed my shopping experience. If I need a birthday card, I go in and do not take a cart. No impulse buying. Good job. Linda, I'm the opposite. I'm a minimalist, which is good sometimes because I can't stand anything on counters. Yeah. There's a happy medium between being a fanatical minimalist and a hoarder. You know, I have family members who are fanatical minimalists, and then I have family members who are hoarders on opposite sides. And both are not good. If you're always yelling at your kids to not touch the wall or anything like that, no one wants to live like that either. And so there's a happy medium to having stuff and having a good life without letting it control your life. Yes, I'm going to try and do updates and share the progress with you guys. I am. Lisa, I wasn't emotionally ready to get rid of my husband's clutter after he died. I cried just looking at it. You and Jill told me to give myself time to grieve. I took that advice and have decluttered. Good job. Yeah, that is okay. How do you clean the electrics on the stove? Do you mean...
I think she means the coil things.
Do you mean the coil things, or do you mean the top of the back? If you're talking about the panel on the back, never, ever, ever use Windex, anything with ammonia. Just use dish soap and water. I just use the Walmart blue dish soap and hot water. If you're talking about the electric coil things, you may have to scrape it off, unplug it from the stove, take a scraper and scrape it off, and then just clean it with a scrubby, and it should be good. Unicorn Hustler, my 11-year-old son is going through our pantry and matching up meals to help declutter the pantry. Good job. Yes, tell him to go through the cookbook. Good job. That's what he's doing. Melissa, Tara, you are my spirit animal with your rants. My husband told me jokingly, stop being so mean. And I said, I'm not mean. I'm just drawn that way.
Drawn that way. I get it. You know what movie that's from, right?
No.
It's from Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Oh, I never saw it.
Wow, you really got to be somebody to remember that movie, huh?
There you go.
There was a Carol did ask how long frozen vegetables last.
A year.
As long as they don't.
Yeah.
If it defrosts or something, then they'll get freezer burn. And you got to use them sooner, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see.
Interesting.
Okay, let's see. Lori says, I have timed them. They are 6 minutes on my phone, 0 ads on my TV. I use them both as I communicate on my phone. I don't know. I'm sorry. We do go through at the end of the show and try to delete all the extra commercials that YouTube puts in. But during the show, I don't know.
Well, no, some people were saying that an ad pops up and then it goes back to the beginning of the stream. And I was just looking, and some people are seeming to have that problem with iPads, which is why I was asking what kind of devices people were using. But she was saying she's seeing them 6 minutes on a phone and nothing on a TV. Huh.
I'm sorry. I don't know. It's nothing we're doing, but.
Yeah, we can choose a lot of commercials or hardly any commercials, and we choose the hardly any commercials, but there's no turn off the commercials option. So
yeah. I don't know. Very interesting. Wow, Nancy, you've been with us since 2019. That's crazy. Guys, our books are 35% off right now. Volume 1 and Volume 2 start here. Easy recipes get you in and out of the kitchen quick. Dining on a Dime cookbook, gluten-free, dairy-free edition. This is what I use. And then our Get It Together People undated planner. 366 days, 400 pages to help you get organized and keep on top of it. Because in here I have every day you pick one thing to declutter or organize right here. And then every day you just do one thing, and then you stay on top of your entire house. And over the entire year, you'll just rotate through and you'll never have that problem again. Mm-hmm. Sharon says, my husband is 75 and I'm 69. We have always had too much stuff just in case. This year he was on a decluttering streak and we have been in this house over 30 years. Wow. I can just imagine how hard that is, but good job for you. Now, also, if it is not your stuff, don't declutter it. My grandpa and my uncle went in and decided to declutter for my grandma and threw away some stuff that was really sentimental to her. And if it's not your stuff, don't mess with it unless they're dead.
They didn't declutter their own stuff, though.
They didn't declutter their own stuff. And they were upset at grandma because grandma had all this hoarding type stuff. My grandmother was no more a hoarder than the man on the moon. She had a super teensy tiny house. My grandpa had a garage the size of a house to put all of his stuff in, and the house garage. And so then when grandma had a couple of closets full of stuff, they thought she had too much stuff. I'm sorry, that's not okay. So if it's not your stuff, don't touch it.
Life with Nicole Marie. Gary says, back when you had aprons, get it together, people. She says I wear mine every day. So I think she got one.
That's great.
That is awesome.
I thought about possibly selling those again. Possibly. But
we just couldn't ship them with the books. That was the issue. Because the books we ship media, but aprons don't count as media. So it's a lot more expensive if people order the apron and books together. Yeah. For us to ship it.
So anyway, all right, guys, please go check out our sale, 50% off ebooks, 35% off our print books. Visit us at livingonadime.com. Also, if you need a free Bible, we give them out for free. If you cannot afford them, just use the coupon code Free Bible,
which is on that page.
And Kenneth said, did your grandma give them nice frying pan flat tops? No, but she almost divorced Grandpa over that. She probably should have, if you ask me.
The frying pan might have been more effective.
Man, I would. Yeah. All right. Have a good night, guys. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye. Thanks for joining.